Operate from a place of faith rather than a place of fear. This is a very important video. I'm going to illustrate this topic about mindset that is extremely important and kind of relates to everything, right? So you're pretty much always operating from either a place of fear or a place of faith/love. I'm not even sure which word is better to use for this concept. I think they're almost equivalent. But fear is definitely the best word to use. And I'd say a lot of people are operating from a place of fear, a place of scarcity, and not a place of abundance. So for example, I always say, and I always talk about this concept that humans are naturally more risk adverse, which essentially means they don't want to lose. Like if you were to lose X amount of money, that is more painful than the same upside of gaining that money, of not gaining that money. Right? So, and that's one of the 6 fears. It's poverty. The 2 biggest fears humans have is poverty and death. And it's kind of what runs people into making the decisions they make on a daily basis. Because they're afraid of going broke and they're afraid of death.
Right? She'll talk eventually.
Death is kind of like the ultimate fear. Because once you can accept the idea that everything has an end, including your own life and your own consciousness, or maybe not even your own life and your own consciousness, but I guess yourself, right? Like your name and who you think you are. Maybe not your consciousness, but who you are. Once you accept that has an end to it, and everything you know in this external world that could cause you stress has an end to it, it kind of like alleviates a lot of potential fear and pain you might have, right? And for some people, it might give them more fear, and you might get more scared of the concept of losing everything because you know it's going to happen. I think that's living in a state of delusion to think that you're somehow going to avoid this inevitable conclusion that everyone's going to eventually reach. So that's one. Those are 2 fears: poverty, death. There's more. Another massive fear people have is fear of criticism and judgment. This is the one I talk about the most. This is the one that I would say my channel is like centered around. And my overall philosophy is really centered around this one angle of fear. Even though it's 1/6 of people's fears, it's the one I became really obsessed with talking about. I've just noticed so many people are afraid of judgment and afraid of criticism of other people. And that's why people never even get to start YouTube channels, get to start their own brand, get to start that business, get to do anything. Because they're afraid of what people might think of them. They're afraid of what their family members or close friends might think of them, or just society as a whole. And this is essentially what stops... Oh my God. And this is essentially what stops people from creating a brand. If I let this fear get to me, I wouldn't have made the brand I have. And for those of you who are wondering, oh, what brand do you have? You only have 5 subscribers. Because by the way, as of this video, I have currently 5 subscribers on this channel. This is my second channel. My main channel has a lot more. My Instagram has a lot more. My other platforms do. But I just made this channel like a week ago. And seeing those 5 subscribers made me so happy. If you're one of those 5, let's go. I'm excited. And you're an amazing person. I know you are. Because if you're resonating with this form of content, you are on the right path. Honestly. Most people, they can't sit down and listen to an unedited video. Because their brains, they need the retention spike. They need the fucking B-roll, the stupid little music in the background. They need all this fucking shit just to pay attention. They can't just sit down and absorb raw material. If you can watch this, you can pretty much read a book. And I think most people can't even read books nowadays because their attention span is all fucked up. So, to get back to the fears that people have. And like I said, my channel and what I believe to be my biggest thing I talk about is the idea of fear of criticism, fear of judgment. In other words, known as social anxiety, social conditioning. We have all been conditioned a little bit, at least. All of us. Now, some of us have been conditioned a lot more than others. Some of you guys wouldn't even think that you can make a brand because you're so brainwashed into thinking that your word doesn't mean shit. Because of what people have told you and what you've seen in this world and all the fucking brainwashing you've been put through. You think working a 9 to 5 and doing all this regular shit is normal. You think that's normal just because that's what you've been told. Now, I'm not hating on anybody working a 9 to 5. I'm not, and nothing's wrong with that. But if that's not what you want to do and you want to do something else and you're not chasing after that goal, then what the fuck are you doing? Oh, Sergio, but there's so many other people who want to do this thing. There's so much competition. You're operating from a place of fear. When you say those fucking thoughts, you're operating from a place of fear. So to get back to the original concept of this video, you need to operate from a place of love and hope and faith and abundance. I actually don't like the word hope. I have a lot of clients in my program and they say things like, yeah, I hope this weekend goes good, or I hope this date goes good. It's like, dude, what the fuck you mean you hope? It's such a low value word. I hate it. I hate this word. I might make a video one day on just words I don't like. Being hopeful, hope is such a weird word, bro. Like, I hope for this to happen. Or, man, I hope this thing happens to me. It's like, stop hoping. Don't waste any time hoping on something. Simply put all your energy and your thought processes into what you have control over and just max that thing out. So instead of hoping that your YouTube blows up, which does nothing for you, there's nothing that hope can do for you. You need to instead post all the time and get better at YouTube and put all your time and effort on YouTube. You're not hoping, you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. It's not a question. When is it going to happen? I guess you don't necessarily know that, but it's going to happen. That's my attitude with everything. Everything I want in this life, I don't hope for it. Because hope implies that there's a chance it might not happen. And to me, that's fucking... Why would I have any doubt in my goals? When the whole world wants to doubt you, why? You can't doubt yourself. You're the only person who's going to believe in yourself. If you're going to doubt yourself, then you're fucked. Now you got no one rooting for you. The amount of people who thought what I'm doing couldn't be made and couldn't be done, and they thought there's no way I could be this person. It's ridiculous, man. No one believed I could have done it. When I dropped out of college to be a YouTuber and all this shit, everyone thought I was crazy. My parents thought I was crazy. They told me things like, Sergio, why didn't you just finish your degree before dropping out? So at least you have this plan B, this backup. Fuck a plan B. I've never been that kind of person. Anyone who does anything great in their lives, they sacrifice themselves fully to their goal. They don't have a plan B. That's so weak. So weak, bro. That's why I don't hope for anything, because there's no such thing as hope when you have certainty. And even if it's delusional, even if it's stupid, even if it's like, yeah, but Sergio, it's so hard to accomplish that goal. How can you be so certain you're going to accomplish it? I don't question it. I don't question my own self-belief. And I think that's what a lot of people end up doing. They question their own self-belief. They question themselves so hard that they create all this doubt internally that eventually stops them from reaching their goal. Which is what you need to understand. The reason people don't reach their goals is because they doubt themselves that they can do it. So they self-sabotage. They stop working for it. They fail because of themselves. What's up, man?
What's up, my friend?
Have a great day, man.
Grab a call.
That's an awesome dude that just walked by me. He's always in a good mood. He's always working out outside, like smiling, giving out good energy. Ripped. Beautiful shit, man. I fucking love that. Anyways, to get back to what I was saying, doubt. Yeah, so people doubt themselves so much that they end up self-sabotaging. And I've been guilty of this. I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. Shit, I'm still guilty of this shit. If I wasn't, that means there's no room for growth. Now, obviously, it's not to the magnitude that I would fuck up in the past. You know, it's a lot more subtle and nuanced than that. But you have to understand, man, your belief, your self-belief, it's this sacred thing. It's this beautiful thing. And you need to operate from that place, from a place of faith, from a place of love. And when I say faith, it doesn't have to be religious. I'm not here to impose any religion on anybody. I'm not. But if you are religious, then you look at this as God. You're either operating from a place of God or from a place of the devil. It's kind of the two ways to think about it. Another way is you're operating from a place of positivity or a place of negativity. I think this way is very concrete and obvious and kind of helps everybody. In a world where it's so freaking easy to be successful, because it really is, honestly, you have to operate from a place of positivity and abundance. You have to. The more you operate from a place of fear, the more you will reach the fears that you so fear so much. Be careful what you fear, because that will come true. I always think about that concept, because whenever I do fear anything, I kind of realize like why do I fear anything at all? I don't think oh fuck. If I ever stop talking, it's because Siri just bumps in and wants to talk to me. So yeah, those are the three fears. There's three more though. So there's poverty, there's death, there's fear of criticism. Oh, there's fear of ill health, fear of sickness. There's fear of loss of love. That's another massive one, bro. Loss of love. That means you have a girlfriend and you're insecure of losing her for whatever reason. Or to a more micro scale, you're talking to a girl at the bar and things are going well, but now you're in your head, you're like, fuck, this is going better than I expected. What if what if I don't look good from this angle? Or what if, whatever, you start having these doubtful thoughts, right? And it goes to a more macro scale, like losing an actual loved one. You might fear that. So this is a really big fear, honestly, loss of love. So it's poverty, ill health, loss of love, criticism, death, and then there's one more fear, which, as you can tell, these videos are so raw that I actually don't remember what that sixth fear was. I'm sure I can, I just gotta list them out. So it's poverty, death, ill health, loss of love, criticism, wow, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but Oh well. I think the ones I listed, they're a big amount, honestly. That's like a really big chunk of a lot of people's fears. I would say the one that people really have strongly is death, poverty, and criticism. Actually, as I'm saying that, all of them are really strong, but I personally am very intrigued by the criticism one, right? So Sergio, tell me a practical step as to how do I get rid of this criticism one. You have to start pushing yourself socially so you can prove to yourself that these social boundaries you create in your mind are all man-made creations that have been implanted on you externally through social conditioning. That's really how you do it. Now, if you're a genius, you're able to decipher that statement and take practical steps. If you need a coach, that's the whole point of what I do. I'm a coach, right? So just click the link in my bio. And yeah, I'm actually really hungry, so I need to go get some breakfast. But remember, the whole meaning of this video is you need to operate from a place of positivity, never from a place of fear and fear of loss. Always be willing to lose. Always be willing. When you're so grateful, when you are so filled as a human being, it's okay to give away. It's okay to lose. It's all good. I feel like the happiest people in the world are generous, and that's kind of like what ends up happening to them. They just stop giving such a fuck about their material possessions. I've been the happiest in my life when I'm not filled with this shit in my mind. So yeah, operate from a place of love, positivity, optimism, faith. Never from a place of fear, because that will lead you nowhere. It will only lead you to the fear itself. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Peace out.